Hello children, in this video we are going to see figures of speech which plays a very important role especially in English poetry. इंग्लिश की पोइट्री को और भी ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्टिव, बहुत ही खूबसूरत बनाने के लिए फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. व्हाट आर दीज फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच? फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच वही अलंकार है जो आपने हिंदी में पढ़ा. तो अलंकार अपने नाम से ही क्लियर है कि वो एक आभूषण है कि जो काव्य की सुंदरता को बढ़ाए. द सेम फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच ऑल्सो इंक्रीजेज द ब्यूटी ऑफ द लिटरेचर, ब्यूटी ऑफ द लैंग्वेज, ब्यूटी ऑफ द poetry. Okay, so what are those? So children, there are so many figures of speech in English, but up to 12th standard in your syllabus there are certain minimized figures of speech are given. So we are going to start that. First to see the names of those figures of speech which you have to study in your syllabus. First is simile, then metaphor, then personification, next one apostrophe, then hyperbole, 6 oxymoron, and last one onomatopoeia. Okay, so first we are going to see these kinds. पहले तो हम kinds को देख लेते हैं, अच्छे से देख लेते हैं. Children, you must remember it that spellings of these words are also very important, because in your syllabus, especially in 12th standard this year, you have to face a question where you have to find out which figure of speech is over there. Figure of speech कौन सा वहाँ पे you have to put. So children, so be very aware about the spellings: simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, hyperbole, oxymoron, and onomatopoeia. Okay, so this simile is called in Hindi उपमा अलंकार, as you have read in your Hindi syllabus. मेटाफर रूपक अलंकार, पर्सोनिफिकेशन मानवीकरण अलंकार, एपोस्ट्रोफी संबोधन इज देयर, हाइपरबोल अतिशयोक्ति अलंकार, ऑक्सीमोरन विरोधाभास, एंड ओनोमेटोपोइया ध्वनि अलंकार. सो whatever Hindi version of these figures of speech I have just mentioned, you all are completely understood. उपमा अलंकार, रूपक अलंकार, मानवीकरण अलंकार, संबोधन अलंकार, and अतिशयोक्ति अलंकार, विरोधाभास अलंकार, and ध्वनि अलंकार. These words you all are completely acquainted, familiarized with these Hindi terms of these figures of speech. Okay, so let us see which types of things are there. As you have read in Hindi, उपमा अलंकार, what are those in रूपक, in whatever you have read in Hindi, the same things are also followed over here. कुछ नया नहीं है. So let us see in simile. Comparison, I said that in Hindi it is called उपमा अलंकार. Okay, so in उपमा अलंकार what is, you just get over there a comparison between two objects, two things. Comparison will be there. Same here is also the comparison, but here you will get to term through which easily you can find out that is it simile or not. What are those? Those are like and as. Like as, by using these two words there will be comparison. Okay, you just see, camel is like the sheep of desert. Okay, camel is like the sheep of desert. So you can just see over here that this like word is also used in the sentence. Means comparison, but that comparison should be cleared through the comparative words. Those comparative words like and as both should be mentioned over there. Like and as, these two comparative words should be mentioned in simile. Only in that case that will be simile. Otherwise, if you have forget to put over there this comparative word, that will be metaphor. If you have forget to put over there like and as, definitely that will be metaphor. This is called in Hindi Rupak Alankar. Okay? In Rupak Alankar there is also the comparison, but without using these comparative words. हिंदी में आपने पढ़ा है कि जैसे हिंदी में एग्जाम्पल आप देते हैं उपालंकार का, सीता का मुख चंद्रमा के समान है. समान, लाइक, कंपैरेटिव वर्ड, तुलनात्मक शब्द आपको मिला, कंपैरेटिव वर्ड. एंड इफ यू से सीता का मुख चंद्रमा है, उसमें तुलना नहीं की गई, उसको वो कह ही दिया गया सीता का मुख चंद्रमा. The same is here. And if you have forget to put over the like, then what will be? Camel is the ship of desert. Okay? Camel is the ship of desert. The same thing. Means comparison should be over there, but by using comparative words in simile, and comparison is must over here, but without using comparative words. Is it clear? Now come to personification. Personification means here the lifeless objects, the lifeless things will be treated as living. Non-living things will be treated as living. You just see authority forgets dying king. Okay, you can see here the work of forgetting is done by authority. Authority is abstract noun. This is not the proper and common. This is abstract noun. Anyone can touch authority. Authority can be seen by these eyes, but not exactly in the form of anything else. Authority को हम किसी object के रूप में नहीं देख सकते. Authority can be felt. Okay, this is the definition of abstract noun. That abstract noun can be felt only. It cannot be seen. It cannot be touched. It cannot be picked up. Okay. So here the work of forgetting, which is the habit of any living person. भाई living की ये habit हो सकती है forgetting, remembering, missing. But here forgetting work is done by authority. So here this lifeless cheese is treated over here as the living. Okay. Next one, I'm telling you some more. You see, the stars danced playfully in the moonlight. Okay, here stars are not dancing in actual way. Stars, sun, moon and moon ये अपनी जगह से हिल नहीं रहे हैं. What the things are moving, that is the part of geography. वो एक अलग चीज है, ठीक है ना. वो जो movement है हमें वो movement क्यों दिखाई देता, that is secondary thing. But in fact, stars, moons, these objects are not moving from their places. So here stars dance, they are dancing. है ना, जो टिमटिमाहट हो रही है, that is said. Stars dance playfully in the moonlight. Okay. Now you just see apostrophe. Apostrophe will be at that place where the absent and lifeless things will be treated, will be addressed, will be presented at that there were some any living person were there, living objects were there. As you see, wind slow down. Wind slow down. हवा, wind, there is apostrophe, and in apostrophe philosophy you will get exclamatory sign. Exclamatory sign shows that someone is addressed over here. In this sentence, this wind, this object is addressed. यहाँ पर इसको address किया गया है. Slow down. थोड़ा धीमे बहो, ए हवा धीमे बहो, ठीक है ना. विंड स्लो डाउन. एंड ओ क्लाउड come fast. Come fast. What are these? Here there is cloud is also treated as the living. Now hyperbole, अतिशयोक्ति, किसी चीज को बढ़ा चढ़ा के कहना. Someone should be presented in extravagance, in extraordinary way. The blood, sorry, the river of blood flooded in the battlefield. The river of blood flooded in the battlefield, है ना, खून की नदियां बह जाना. So these river of blood, this is just only the imagination of the narrator, of the poet or any story writer. Blood of river of the blood. In actual, there is not any river of blood. Okay, so there is the things is presented in higher way. A thing is presented here highly. That's why hyperbole is here. Oxymoron. Oxymoron, to opposite objects will be used. Opposites. He is regularly irregular. He is regularly irregular. You can see these two words are opposite, regular and irregular, and kept together. Regularly irregular means daily he comes irregularly. Means he is quite irregular. That's why here is word used regularly. Means he is regular, he is irregular regularly. वो daily एक तरीके से अनियमित है. Then onomatopoeia. There will be some sound creating words will be there, and sound creating words as you will get just okay, let us see. The hissing, thus hissing snake is found in the room. Okay, hissing. Hissing is the sound of the snake. One more, the dogs bark word means the word which shows the sound of anyone or of anything else. वो word जिससे किसी के sound का आवाज क्लियर हो रहा हो, it means there is onomatopoeia. This is onomatopoeia, ध्वन्या अलंकार. ठीक है ना? So children, these are those 7 figures of speech that is in your syllabus, and this topic, figures of speech, from related to this topic, 2 marks question must come in your paper, but these will be helpful in your doing explanation, in making explanation effective. Okay, children, one thing which I want to tell you, that in explanation in 12th standard, children write explanation, they just write, they just explain, they just write in translative way. That's why their marks always might be less over there. Okay, in explanation, what you have to do? Reference, context, explanation and critical comment or NB, whatever you put over there in the last. Don't forget to put critical comment or NB, because some marks are also given over there. If you get easily that which figure of speech is given in that particular stanza, you just mention in critical comment in no NB. आपको वो वहाँ पुट करना. But children, if you don't get any figure of speech, suppose this scene is over there, हालांकि ये इजी है, आपको पास आपको इजीली मिल सकता है. But suppose children, if you don't get any figure of speech from the given stanza, at that time you just try to find out what the message, what the moral, what the philosophical, what the social, universal, what which types of facts is given over there. Definitely देखो explanation क्या होता है. Explanation वही होगा where will be two meanings, surface meaning and hidden meaning. Only that stanza, that passage might be explained. केवल वही स्टैंजा एक्सप्लेन हो सकता है जिसमें सरफेस मीनिंग और हिडन मीनिंग दोनों दी हुई रहती है. इज दैट क्लियर? तो जो जहाँ पे दोनों सरफेस और हिडन मीनिंग होगी, डेफिनेटली यू विल गेट सम सोशल, मॉरल, फिलोसॉफिकल, यूनिवर्सल, है ना, एनी दिस टाइप्स ऑफ एनी मैसेज ओवर देयर, एनी लेसन ओवर देयर. सो जस्ट फाइंड आउट दैट in one sentence. You find out that from that what poet or writer wants to say in one sentence. What poet wants to say you. उसने किस कहानी का जिक्र के जरिए उस बात को रखा. That is other thing. That story is apart from this. But children, you just be very very careful that what is the main point, what is the moral, what is the gist of that particular stanza and that particular passage, which you can arrange in one sentence. That might be your critical comment. क्रिटिकल कमेंट का पॉइंट बच्चे छोड़ देते हैं, उसको कतई मत छोड़िएगा. एंड वन मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग विच आई वांट टू से टू ऑल द गाइज, ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ 12th स्टैंडर्ड, दैट दे यूज फर्स्ट सेकंड पर्सन इन एक्सप्लेनेशन. बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेनेशन बच्चे लिख जाते हैं, लेकिन उन एक्सप्लेनेशंस में वो आई वी यू जरूर ऐड कर देते हैं. बेटा, दीज आई वी यू, दीज pronouns will be are sufficient to less your mark. So please you don't use first second persons in your explanation. बच्चे ज़्यादातर explanation सही कर जाते हैं, लेकिन जहाँ एग्जामिनर ने फर्स्ट सेकंड पर्सन देखा नहीं, वहाँ पे वो सर्कल बना, वहीं से एक क्राइटेरिया बन जाता है that this child has not the proper way to write the explanation and the question, that answer will be treated in general way. So the children, be very aware about it just to make your explanation effective. तो explanation में आप फर्स्ट सेकंड पर्सन का यूज नहीं करेंगे. अपने explanation में लास्ट में critical comment और NB में ये points stanza passage से just try to find out. But if you don't get, then just try to put in one sentence what is the gist of the poem, what the moral, philosophy and what the message is given over there. Definitely you will get, that is given. मैंने बोला ना कि explanation उसी passage उसी stanza का होगा where are two meanings, surface and hidden meanings. And if you are getting these two meanings, definitely you will get any message. You just put over there. वहाँ पे आप उसे कोड कर सकते हैं. अगर आप उसे कोड कर देंगे, सो डिसाइडेड मार्क्स विल बी गिवन हो देयर, वहाँ पे निश्चित रूप से दिया जाएगा. सो चिल्ड्रन, बी वेरी कॉशियस अबाउट दीज फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच एंड स्पेशली टू योर एक्सप्लेनेशन. जस्ट टू मेक योर एक्सप्लेनेशन, you make sure about it that what the message poet and writer wants to say you. तो इस वीडियो में मैंने आपको फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच ही पढ़ाया है, लेकिन ये फिगर्स ऑफ स्पीच का यूज बच्चे जो 12th स्टैंडर्ड में एक्सप्लेनेशन के लिए करते हैं, वो कभी किया कभी नहीं किया. मिल गया तो किया, नहीं मिला तो नहीं किया, उसे छोड़िएगा नहीं, क्योंकि उसके लिए भी मार्क्स डिसाइडेड होते हैं. देयर आर ऑल्सो 1.5 मार्क्स आर ऑल्सो गिवन हो देयर. तो वो मार्क्स हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. हमें मार्क्स को कैरी करना है, अपने एक्सप्लेनेशन को इफेक्टिव बनाना है. तो रेफरेंस, कंटेक्स्ट, एक्सप्लेनेशन, क्रिटिकल कमेंट और एंड, ये 4 पॉइंट्स एग्जामिनर वांट्स टू सी इन योर कॉपीज. अगर ये 4 पॉइंट नहीं मिले, सम चिल्ड्रन रेफरेंस एंड कंटेक्स्ट दे जस्ट ज्वाइन, उसको एक में रेफरेंस एंड कंटेक्स्ट करके वो एक में मर्ज कर देते हैं. ये भी मत करिएगा। कंटेक्स्ट और एक्सप्लेनेशन को मर्ज कर देते हैं, डोंट डू लाइक दैट। अगर आप इस तरह से इन 4 पॉइंट्स को इन प्रॉपर वे इफ यू विल कीप ओवर देयर, योर एक्सप्लेनेशन will not be treated by the examiners lightly. Definitely examiners will give you their proper attention towards your work, whatever you have done. So children, thank you so much, and just watch this video honestly. Thank you once again.